Welcome back. In our last video, we briefly went over how to get your business online. Now we will dive into the details and the tips, starting with step 1, which is how to choose the right domain name. So let's get started. First of all, what is a domain name? A domain name is a network address that helps identify your IP address. The IP address is what enables a device to connect to a website. The domain name is part of a larger system called the domain name system, otherwise known as the DNS. Without this, users would have to input a number sequence to visit your site, which would be really annoying. Now, why is it important to choose the right domain name? Oftentimes, it can be the first encounter that a user has with your brand. It is even more important considering that users are finding websites via Google search. This means that your domain should help build trust between you and the users. For example, if you already have a well-established business, then use your business name as your domain name, as customers are already familiar with it. On the other hand, if you have an extremely long domain name, users may find this untrustworthy. With that being said, here are some tips on how to choose a good domain name. Tip number 1, .ca versus .com. Now, when choosing a domain name, you have multiple different domain extensions to choose from. A domain extension is the ending of your domain name. Some common examples are .com, .ca, .net, .org, and many more. Nowadays, you can even get domain extensions that are specific to your industry, such as .technology, .agency, .fashion. There's so many. Do some exploring and see which ones you like. If you're a Canadian business, you may wonder whether .com or .ca is better for you. Generally speaking, .ca is better if your primary audience lives in Canada, as Canadians are more likely to trust .ca domains. If you're targeting an international audience, then you may want to go with a .com domain name. However, we highly suggest that you get both, that way no one replicates your business and you can always redirect one domain to your main website. Tip 2, incorporate keywords. Search engines use many different factors to understand what your website is about, and one of them is your domain name. If your domain name has a product that you are selling, it will be easier for Google to understand what your website is about and thus improve your ranking. It is not the end-all be-all for SEO, but it's something to consider when you're choosing a domain name, especially if you're a brand new business. Tip 3, make it easy to spell. Don't choose an overly complicated domain name that is difficult to spell. It should be easy to spell and remember. Word-of-mouth advertising will only work if your domain name is easy to spell and remember. On the same note, you should avoid hyphens and double letters, as it just complicates the spelling of the domain name more. Tip 4, research social media handles. Tip number 4 involves doing some research to see which social media handles are still available. Ideally, you want your social media usernames to be similar to your domain name, if not identical. You can use tools such as Namecheckr to see which social media handles are still available on each platform. Namecheckr will also give you useful information such as which usernames are trademarked. Tip number 5, keep your domain name short. Keeping your domain name short will help with having a positive user experience. It is no secret that users want their information fast. The longer the domain name, the longer users will spend typing it in. Not only is it a hassle for people to type in such a long username, but it also increases the chance of people making spelling mistakes and taking themselves to the wrong website. However, this can be combated with tip number 6. Tip 6, buy multiple domains. You can buy multiple different versions of your domain. Like we mentioned before, you can buy .com, .ca, .net, and many more. Not only can you buy multiple different domain extensions, but you can also buy common misspellings of your domain. Then you can use these domains to redirect the traffic to your main website. And there you go. That's how you choose the right domain name. If you have any questions, throw them down into the comment section below. In our next video, we will go over the next step in taking your business online, which is to plan your website. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe and turn on those notifications. We will see you in our next video. Bye!